The economies of these people was not only based on iron smelting. These people, they were also involved in a pastoralism. We are talking about the keeping of cattle. They also kept goats and a sheep. So we see that pastoralism, it was so significant. We are seeing young boys holding sticks, young boys herding cattle. Here they were herding sheep, they were herding also goats. So clearly showing us that pastoralism was so significant during the ways of life of the people of Great Zimbabwe, Mutapa and the Roshi state. They got meat a little more from these animals that they kept. They also got milk from these animals that they kept. They also got manure. There were no fertilizers during this particular period of time, so they could use manure from these animals. They also paid lobola using these animals. And we see that when special occasions, when special ceremonies were held, cattle were killed, they were slaughtered, and these cattle, they were so significant during the ways of life of these people. And a person who possessed a number of these cattle, he was regarded as wealthy or as richer. Then we see that the king, the chief, possessed a number of these cattle, and they could give those people who were poor, those people who were needy in the society, through the system that was known as kuronzera. So we see people who were needy, people who were poor in the society, being assisted by leaders by being given these kuronzera system. These kuronzera animals, they're supposed to use these animals, and whenever the owner required them back, they were supposed to give these animals back to the owner. The chiefs, the kings, they were in a position of getting authority, getting power from their subjects. Why? It is because of these animals that they gave to their subjects. We also see that the economy of these people was involved in pottery. They were involved in pottery. They made pots, and these pots, they were used for storing water. These pots, they were also used for storing milk. These pots, they were also used for cooking. So we see that pottery was significant during the ways of our life of the people of Great Zimbabwe, Mutapa and the Roshi. So these pots were significant because they were used for a variety of reasons or variety of purposes. The people at Great Zimbabwe, Mutapa and the Roshi, they were also involved in agriculture. This was the cultivation of crops. They grew crops such as sorghum, millet, and rapoko. We see that the types of crops that they grew were known as drought-resistant crops. This meant that these crops could do well even if there was little rainfall. So agriculture was significant. It is because they were in a position of getting food through practicing agriculture. So in most cases, women were responsible for the practicing of agriculture. Their economy was also based on the issue of tribute payment. They paid tribute to their leaders to show respect or loyalty. It was paid in form of iron tools. It was paid in form of cattle. It was paid also in form of labor. Those who were needy, who were poor, they were supposed to go and provide labor to their leaders. Economically, these people, they were also involved in trade. We are talking about the exchange of goods. They brought different items. That is the whites. We're talking about these Portuguese, the Arabs and the Swahilis. They brought these items to the local people, and in return they were given so many items that were found in the areas that were inhabited by these people. Usually the whites, the Arabs, the Swahili, the Portuguese, they brought beads, they also brought clothes, they also brought jewelry, and in return they were given grains, they were given animals, and also skins of dangerous animals. So tribute payment was so significant. Then you talk also about another economical activity, which was hunting and gathering. These people, they hunted for meat, They also were gathering items such as edible bulbs. They also gathered fruits. They also gathered honey. They also gathered birds. They also gathered termites, locusts, etc. So gathering was also an important economical activity that was done in this state. Then we move on. We also talk about basketry. It was also done. We also talk about fishing. It was also done, and we see that these activities are supplemented their diet, especially fishing. So this is what we have on the economy of the Mutapa, on the economy of the Roji, and on the economy of a great Zimbabwe.